Today is November 12th, and this is a special edition of BMTM Daily. I'm Nathan Umbrato, and today we are with Acting Vice Principal Mr. Bonnici on a one-on-one interview.
Yes, excellent.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. It's a beautiful day outside. It's going towards the end of the week, so we're almost hitting the weekend. It's fantastic. It's good.
Now, there's a lot of talk about how you became our Acting Vice Principal. Like, how did this happen, like, to clarify?
A couple of weeks ago, Mr. Chen approached myself and a couple other colleagues if we were interested in taking on the role for a couple of weeks while he was visiting China. And I said, yes, I'd love to do this. This is something I'd want to do in the future, potentially, and I'd love to explore this as a professional learning opportunity. And a couple of weeks later, he brought me into his office and informed me that I'll be taking on the role in order to fill in and help out in the office.
So, was there any major changes from your initial role as resource teacher into being vice principal?
Yeah, there's a couple of different things. First and foremost, I'm dealing with the entire student population. Not to say that I didn't speak to students before, everyone before, but I was dealing with a select few students as opposed to absolutely everyone. So it's entirely different in that respect. I don't see my students as often, the ones that I support, but I do see a range of students.
So it kind of takes away a sort of intimate interaction with.
Yeah, the intimate interaction is still occurs, but it occurs with more students
and on a little bit lower level.
Yeah, on a lower level, but with less frequency. So I might see a student once a week as opposed to every single day. So, and it's fairly random. There's no schedule in terms of seeing a student unless I want to conduct a follow-up meeting with somebody. Other than that, it's entirely different in that respect. Whereas with resource, I'll meet with the student pretty consistently so they know. For example, period 2, I'll be meeting with them. As opposed to this, it's more reactionary to support a student if there's a problem or to support a teacher if there's an issue.
So actually this goes into another question. What challenges have you faced thus far?
I think the challenge is sometimes meeting a healthy balance between seeing students and continuing to support staff members. Staff requires some support in terms of assistance, whether it's obtaining materials or speaking to them about a particular issue, but also supporting students. I want to maintain a student-centered approach to education, and I'd like to meet students as much as possible. As you know, there's a student here with me right now. We just sort of hang out and talk. And that's an approach that I would like to continue, even in administration, in the future.
All right. Well, next week, you will be transferring your duties back to resource teaching. Now, how much of a change will that be now that you have tasted the life of the boss?
I think there's certainly an adjustment. There's an adjustment period into this role, and then there'll be an adjustment getting back into the role of a resource teacher. The first couple of weeks, first couple of days actually, I'll have a couple meetings about students, and that'll be, again, a transition. It'll be back to the student-centered approach like I had maintained in administration, but certainly one-on-one. It's going to be very one-on-one. It'll be supporting academic work. In administration, there's very little academic work that I'm supporting, whereas going back into resource, it's going to be entirely academic-based.
Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and stopping by, and I really enjoyed the work that you guys have been doing on BMTM Daily. It's really informative to staff and students. Thank you.
Finally today, don't forget that BMTM is holding auditions for its exclusive run of West Side Story the Musical. Auditions take place November 18th, 19th, and 20th in the auditorium. You can find the sign-up form in the main office. That's BMTM Daily for November 12th, 2014.